Hey everyone, it's Matt aka Tech Ranger, and today we're going to be taking a look at two creations now on Starfield. One of them being a Doom tie-in mod from Kinggath Creations, and the other one being McClarence Outfitters, also by Kinggath Creations, which is a paid mod. I thought it'd be cool to put both of these in the same video just to show you the strengths of one and then the strengths of the other since it's paid, and that adds some pretty cool utility to the gear game, and what might be my favorite armor so far. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below, comment with any questions, but with all that, let's take a look at the At Hell's Gate free mod and the McClarence Outfitters mod from Kinggath Creations. So first up, I wanted to take a look at the Doom At Hell's Gate mod that is actually a free creation. It is released by Bethesda Game Studios, however Kinggath Creations worked on it. I'm assuming that's because a lot of the assets in this are directly from the Doom games, but you know what happens when you assume. Just wanted to mention that in case you go looking for Kinggath Creations on the creations page and then find that this mod is not a part of it, that is why. In order to start this quest, you need to go to one of the 4 major cities. In this case, I'm going to go to New Atlantis. You don't need to actually talk to anybody at the Settled Systems News Network. You just have to find these little towers that are around each of these cities. In this case, it's right outside of the SSNN headquarters, and you can see the tower there, and then you'll hear a little bit of chatter that you don't normally hear. These are the locations in the other 3 cities that are listed in the mod description. Once you listen to that broadcast, you will get the quest for At Hell's Gate. You're going to find a ship and exhaust all the dialogue options here because it's all fully voiced and pretty good. Something fishy is going on, as we probably already know from it being a Doom mod. Before you get to that point though, you will be introduced to the Doom Super Shotgun that we know. We've actually looked at this in the past because someone actually replaced the Coachman model with this. This one is more detailed, probably because the assets were pulled directly from the Bethesda library. However, the other one is still good if you want to replace the Coachman. I'll link that video. But the benefit with this one is that it's included in a mod that is actually achievement friendly. So you find out, as with most quests, is that something went wrong and you have to go investigate. In this case, you're going to go to a facility that you're probably familiar with in terms of the design, but you might not be expecting what you're going to see inside, which is pretty much everything with blood and ritual symbols. It's pretty hairy. And you can also pick up these cool plushies as a side objective to actually decorate your ship with, or your outpost. You don't have to find all of these, but if you do, you can end up crafting them as well at the industrial workbench back at your base. If you don't find all 6, this will pop up in your activities quest, so you can go back and find them. This whole mission is pretty much how you think it would go up until this last part here, where you actually find the armor and the sword. There will be a little bit of a cutscene that plays, just like the game, and there is just like a little bit of lag at the end of the cutscene. It's a cool animation and it's not bad, and there is one thing though I would recommend doing before you actually do that. I'd recommend having some damage resistance items or some melee damage. A couple of the enemies can one-hit you. I won't show the whole encounter here because it is pretty cool to play through. There's a couple of jump scares and you do get to hear that also sweet sound of the hacking and slashing from the sword as well as the shotgun, and that also sounds really good. Once you're done with that, you might be wondering what all that there is in terms of customization. Well, there's not a lot. It's pretty much what you're used to from the base game. However, that mod I mentioned earlier, the shotgun that replaced the Coachman, that mod author also made a Praetor suit similar to the one in this mod, and it looks really good, almost exactly like this one, and you can customize it with some different colors. I'll have that mod linked down below if interested. So what do you all think about this one? Let me know in the comments down below if you played it and tried it. It's been out for a little bit now, and then I'm also curious to know what kind of other properties that Bethesda has that you would like to see as a mod in Starfield, whether it's a collaboration between Kinggath Creations and Bethesda or released by Bethesda themselves. Free and achievement friendly are always great words to hear, but I would have liked to seen a little bit more in terms of the actual mission itself, see a little bit more variety there, but I think overall it was really good. But with that, I also had some time to play with the other Kinggath creation, which was the McClarence Outfitters. Now, before you get this suit, there is a few things that you need to do, and we're going to show that in this video and then explain what the mod itself is and what you do with it and why it's so cool and why I think it's worth the price tag. Now, the mod itself is actually 300 creation credits. Once you purchase it and install, you'll see a quest now active in your activities. Make your way to McClarence Outfitters, which is on New Atlantis, not far from the landing area, and you'll meet Jason, and you have to do a couple things for him in order to get this mod going. Jason does sell some clothes if you want to purchase those, however, that's not really what this creation is about. Talk enough and you'll find out that you can help Jason with a problem. You get some materials for him, which is a little bit of a fetch quest, and in return you'll get that really cool looking suit, and there's different skins for these, and you'll unlock more as you join the different factions. The good thing about this fetch quest is that it all happens in one spot, so you don't need to go to a bunch of different planets in order to find what you need to find. Take out the creatures marked with the objective markers, and I highly recommend using a vehicle if you don't have one already. We looked at the Demog vehicle, which is really great with this one because of the rocket launcher on it. Once you get those, head back to McClarence Outfitters, talk to Jason. He's going to make you the suit, and the good news is you can actually just wait for it right there. You won't have to manually wait for 24 hours in game in order for Jason to finish making the suit. So this is where the mod gets interesting, and this is where the extracting and installing mods comes into play. So there's 4 rarities of items in Starfield. So there's the uncommon ones, and then there's a rare version, which is blue, there's a purple version, and then there's an orange-yellow version. And each of those has different things associated with it. For example, we have this rare helmet here, and it's got a mod on it. It's sturdy. If you give this mod to Jason, Jason can actually extract that mod from that item. Although in the course of that, it will destroy it. So this gives you a little bit of incentive when you're out exploring, picking up items, and then going back to sell them. Instead of selling them, you can take it to Jason, and then it will actually extract the perk or mod that is on the item itself. That way you can create a little bit of a bank and then install it on what you actually want to use. For example, the armor that you just got. So when you go talk to Jason, click on the option that says extract, and then you're going to pick from one of the items that you already have with the perk or mod on it that you want to take out of that one, and then give that to Jason. He'll extract it. Then that mod gets added to a database, which is actually at a computer at the front of the shop if you want to see what your inventory is. And then Jason will have that on demand, so then you can install it on the gear that you want. To do this, just take the armor that you have, interact with the mannequin here, and then put that armor onto the mannequin, and then talk to Jason. And this gives you the ability to also change the rarity of the armor or helmet that you have. One of these is actually for a booster pack, and you won't unlock that ability until you do another mission for Jason. So you're going to have to extract 3 things. You'll get another objective from Jason in order to advance the quest, and then you'll get the boost pack that was actually a part of the suit, and then also get the ability to actually mod boost packs now, and that's what that other pedestal was for. Oh, and if you want a different type of boost pack, you can buy a different version of this from Jason. You can also change this at a Spacesuit workbench. The more you do with McClarence Outfitters and the mods that you extract and install, the more he'll have available in his inventory, like different colorways for the suit that you just got. But as mentioned earlier, just keep in mind you can change the skin at any Spacesuit workbench. One of the things I've been doing has been building up a little bit of a library after going out, exploring, getting some gear, having Jason extract those. This is a good way to advance the quest line and unlock more abilities with Jason, because this is something that was meant to kind of follow you throughout the entire game rather than just doing all at once. And then when I find a piece of gear that I really like, then I'll actually put mods on it or add to it. Doing it that way, I don't jump the gun and end up extracting something from a piece of armor and then destroying it, and then putting a modification on something that I didn't really want to use in the first place. If you do put a perk or mod on something that you don't want, you can change it out for another one. Jason realizes that you already have 3 perks or mods on that particular item, and then you can go to install it, and he'll let you know that you can swap one out. As far as the different quests and abilities go with Jason, it might seem tedious that you can't do everything at once, but it's actually really cool that this mod unfolds as the game goes on. The suit itself is really cool, gives some Rocketeer vibes if y'all are familiar with that movie, and it's well worth the 300 credits in my opinion, because it's something that you can play around with in each game or each time you go through the Unity. It gives you the ability to make the gear you want instead of hoping for that god roll when you're out and about. So those are the two Kinggath Creations currently out on creations for Starfield. Let me know what you think of these in the comments down below. I'm curious to know what you think. One of them being a little bit of a tie-in that gives you some new armor and weapons, and the other one being a paid mod, but it's not super expensive, and it's really useful if you play the game. I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.